My name is Hannah Podbielski, and this is my statistical presentation. It will be reviewing the use of statistics in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, otherwise known as the UFC, and their relevance in that organization. Just to introduce myself, I'm a junior and I'm currently studying athletic training. The reason why I chose this topic is because martial arts is extremely important to me. I have been doing martial arts for 14 years. Martial arts instills important values in you, such as integrity, perseverance, respect, and determination. The reason why I chose to examine UFC statistics is because it allows me to explore statistics while also researching something that means a lot to me. To start, let's look at the beginning of the UFC. It started in 1993, and as the graph shows, didn't seem to grow very quickly within the first 10 years, but there was a slight upwards trend for most of it. However, once 2005 hit, we see that there was a large increase in popularity, as demonstrated from the 100% increase from 2004 to 2005. From there, the graph shifts rightward, indicating that people began to take an interest in the sport as more events increased. The largest year increase in this time was from 2013 to 2014, with a 39% increase in number of UFC events. Soon after the big increase in 2005, statisticians began to compile fighter statistics, which allowed fans, agents, and managers to know exactly how good their fighter was, what their strong suits were, and also allowed them to know their chances of winning fights against other fighters. As we can see, the abbreviations are shown on screen. SLPM stands for significant strikes landed per minute. STRACC is significant striking accuracy. SAPM is significant strikes absorbed per minute. STRDEF is significant strike defense, which is the percentage of opponent's strikes that did not land. TDAVG is average takedowns landed per 15 minutes. TDACC is takedown accuracy. TDDEF is takedown defense, otherwise known as the percentage of opponent's takedown attempts that did not land. And SUBAVG is average submissions attempted per 15 minutes. In this picture, you can see exactly how the statistics are displayed for a popular fighter, Ronda Rousey, one of the most well-known previous UFC athletes. One of the main reasons why these statistics are useful is for predicting fight outcomes. For example, taking the latest big event in the UFC, which was McGregor versus Poirier, we can compare each fighter's statistics in order to predict which athlete will come out successful in their fight and see if these statistics match the true outcome of the fight. Overall, comparing their statistics to each other, it can be seen that Poirier is superior in almost every aspect, sporting a higher strikes landed per minute, strike accuracy, strike defense, takedown average, and submission average, while also having a lower strikes absorbed per minute. McGregor has a higher takedown accuracy and takedown defense. That being said, it would be predicted that Poirier would win the fight. These statistics have proven true, as Poirier won their fight by a TKO in the second round. This shows the usefulness of statistics in the UFC because fans can use these statistics to predict fight outcomes. Furthermore, it is important to note that fighters and coaches can use these statistics to see where they need most improvement. This is a significant tool in closing the gaps in their games as well. Reed Coombe, the author of Fightnomics, points out that many coaches have used these statistics to find holes in their opponent's skills, showing their own fighter how to capitalize on these weak points and thus having a greater chance at winning the match. Not only do these statistics help to identify just athletes, but they help to break down and analyze the entire fight themselves. UFC statisticians have gone beyond looking at only the athlete's percentages and have begun to analyze the entire fight, looking at important factors such as strikes landed by target, by position, and significant strikes per round. These statistics are closely calculated after each round by multiple statisticians and are then compiled and released to the public after the fight has finished. However, judges do not get to see these statistics, therefore they must judge solely on how they felt each fighter performed. This can sometimes cause outrage when statistics do not match up to the winner of the fight. For example, the above picture shows the fight statistics for UFC 247, Jones vs. Reyes. Jones is signified by the red and Reyes is signified by the blue. Jones ended up winning the fight by unanimous decision. However, there was an outrage after the decision, for which the cause can be found by looking at the significant strikes per round. Reyes dominated the amount of significant strikes landed for the first 3 rounds and then began struggling in rounds 4 and 5. Seeing this, fight fans became upset at the outcome of the fight. However, what they didn't understand was that while Reyes may have landed more significant strikes, his ratio of strikes landed versus strikes attempted were not as consistent as Jones's. Jones presented a higher strikes thrown to landed percentage in each of the rounds, only losing to Reyes in round 3. Consequently, this shows why statistics and knowledge of them are important, because it allows you to make informed, educated inferences and decisions based on numbers. Now we can look into the ratio of earnings to statistic per fighter. As we can see on this graph, Conor McGregor is the leader in highest total earnings of Ultimate Fighting Championship fighters as of April 2020 in million US dollars, having a 37% higher total earning than Alistair Overeem, the second highest leader. However, upon review of Alistair Overeem's fight statistics, it is seen that while McGregor has higher statistics in most areas, there is not a big enough difference to account for the large earnings gap between the two fighters. The same can be said for most of the fighters on this list as well. Some even exceed McGregor in over half of their fight statistics, such as Jon Jones when it comes to strike defense, strike accuracy, takedown average, and takedown defense percentages. That being said, statistics are not the only influencing factor when it comes to earnings. What else could these variables be? One possible answer is the amount of marketing that each fighter does and the amount of viewers they bring in. However, the main takeaway from these reports is that fighter statistics have little influence upon the amount of earnings each athlete makes. Based on statistics. These statistics can help to predict the outcome of the fight, such as comparing two fighters' statistics and allowing fans to make educated predictions. They also help to justify the outcomes of the fight, normally demonstrating that the fighter with the higher statistics won the match, while also breaking down the fight and explaining how they won the fight. Furthermore, these statistics help fighters to train gaps in their games and get an edge up on their opponents. However, despite the obvious importance of these numbers, they hold little influence over the amount of earnings fighters receive. All in all, statistics plays a large role in the sport, and without them, the athletes and the organization itself may not have grown as significantly as they have. These are my references. Thank you for listening.